Welcome to SportsCenter on YouTube. David Lloyd, Ryan Smith with you. As if we needed more sports drama right now, baseball's trade deadline is tomorrow. We get you caught up on all the trade possibilities and moments. But first, the Yanks got their deal and started early with a jazzy new addition.
You speak, of course, of Jazzrado Chisholm, commonly known as Jazz, who grew up in the Bahamas, idolizing Derek Jeter, and yesterday donning a Yankees uniform for the first time. We already saw the Yankees make a move on Sunday Night Baseball. The Yanks get a chance to show off their shiny new center fielder, Jazz Chisholm Jr. There he is. Got there 90 minutes before first pitch. Aaron Boone immediately wrote his name down in the lineup card. Aaron Judge, first inning. Cue job the other way. Not a lot of exit velo, but it does the trick. RBI number 96 for Judge, baseball's RBI leader. Later in the inning, Chisholm. First at-bat as a Yankee, and Tanner Houck paints the corner on him. He's like, all right, I'm not done with this highlight. I'll be back. Yankees up 4-0 in the fourth. Rob Refsnyder. Deep to left off Carlos Rodon. Up and over the monster, so it's a 4-1 game. Next batter, Connor Wong. Lather, rinse, repeat. Golfing one over the monster himself. Rodon's 23rd home run allowed. That's the most in baseball. It's a 4-2 game. We showed you the graphic. Yanks 42-0 when they lead by 4. In the 8th, they're up 3. 2 on, 1 out for Oswaldo Cabrera, who drives one to right center. It's a 2-run ground rule double. One hops into the Red Sox bullpen. Do the fans in Boston like it? No, they don't. It's a 7-2 Yankees lead. Then Chisholm on first. Gleyber Torres, routine ground ball. The throw across. Chisholm has to labor to get back to the bag, and he's down, grabbing at his jaw. What happened? As he's rounding second, he slips a bit and runs right into the shoulder of Romy Gonzalez. Chisholm was all right. In fact, he was so all right. With the Yanks up 5 in the 9th, Chisholm takes off, sets sail for third, and he's in there easy. Yanks take 2 of 3 from Boston, which has dropped 7 of its last 9. Buster Olney caught up with the newest Yankee afterward.
Tell me how you're feeling when you got the news that you're being traded to the New York Yankees.
I mean, I think it's every kid's dream to play for the New York Yankees, you know what I mean? I came from the Bahamas, so we're a small place, so all the biggest team we watch, the Lakers, the Yankees, the Dolphins, so this is one of my dream teams to play for. Oh man, it was great to play around these superstars with me. I'm going anywhere to go win, you know what I mean? I'll play any position to go win a championship. The guys were super hyped up, and they showed me so much love that I just couldn't go out there and just finish with the hit, you know what I mean?
The Yankees jazzing up an offense that was already on fire at Fenway. New York scored 26 in the 3-game series. It's most in Boston in 14 years. And Aaron Judge led the way this weekend, homering twice, driving in 7, and reaching base 11 times. Tied for the most in a 3-game series in his career.
Could Garrett Crochet be on the move? Arguably best starter left on the trade market. Not exactly at his best against the Mariners on Sunday. Top of the first, no score, runner on first. Cal Raleigh says goodbye. Shot to left, out of here. 22nd on the year. Mariners up 2-0. Top of the third. They're up 3-0. 2 in scoring position. Mitch Haniger. Hard ground ball gets past Paul DeJong and goes into the outfield. DeJong, tough inning. 2 errors for him in the inning. 2-run score. And you see how it just got under his glove. Mariners up 5-0. Crochet's inning day would be done after 3 innings. So top of the fourth, Mariners up 5-1. Here's Raleigh getting jolly with that one. Base hit, another run comes in to score. Mariners score at least 6 runs in 3 straight games. Longest streak of the season. White Sox lose 14 straight. M's go on to get the 6-3 win. All right, so again, now 14 straight losses for the White Sox. Yeah, that bag in the fans' head. Kind of how they all feel. Longest losing streak in baseball this season, which Chicago also did about 7 weeks ago. The White Sox are just the 3rd team in the live ball era with multiple 14-game losing streaks within a season. They're on pace to lose 121 games, which would be the most since the 1899 Cleveland Spiders. All right, and the White Sox could be sellers in the trade deadline. The cross-town Cubs, they're already making moves. Swapping third baseman Christopher Morel, along with 2 prospects, with Tampa Bay to land all-star Isaac Paredes. Morel was pulled from Sunday's game against the Royals after the deal, hugged it out with his teammates. Emotional moment there. Kevin Connors, Jeff Passan, and Tim Kurkjian have more on tomorrow's trade deadline.
Well, the clock is ticking, and we've already seen a flurry of pre-deadline deals over the weekend. The Orioles address pitching. The Phillies add bullpen depth. The Yankees desperately needed to upgrade the lineup. They add Jazz Chisholm. Jeff Passan, the Braves and Dodgers awfully quiet this weekend. What's going on there?
They're in two different positions at this point. The Dodgers came into this trade deadline looking to big game hunt. And, you know, Tarek Skubal, they would love to have him. He's not exactly out there to be had at this point. And ultimately, I think the question is, are they going to go for Garrett Crochet or are they not? The deadline seems to revolve around that for the Dodgers at this point. The Braves, on the other hand, they've been disappointing. They have been injured. Ronaldo Lopez goes down now, and they're in the mix with the Mets for that top wild card spot. And you just wonder, how much do they want to invest in this team that has been disappointing, that has been injured, and that has shown no signs of getting a whole lot better?
And then, Tim, in the American League, the Yankees, the Orioles, the Red Sox, the Mariners among those who have been active here. Who else needs to make a deal?
Yeah, I think the Guardians do. They were so good offensively, so much better than I thought they were, but suddenly they're starting to have trouble offensively. They've been shut out 11 times this year, and going into today, 5 times in the last 11 games. They need to add another hitter. But more than that, they need to add another pitcher. They have a great bullpen, but they have to add somebody to that starting rotation because the Twins are coming. The Twins are only 4.5 games out. They're going to get Carlos Correa back. They're in a pretty good spot to make a run at the Guardians.
Speaking of pitching, let's not forget the Houston Astros either. They're looking to add another starter. They missed out on Isaac Paredes. They're hoping to make a splash over these next couple days.
We've talked about a lot of teams here. Speaks to just how many teams have a shot here. The deadline, of course, Tuesday, 6 o'clock Eastern. Baseball tonight has you covered beginning at 4 o'clock Eastern on ESPN.
Speaking of dominance, the U.S. women's team begins its march to an 8th straight basketball gold medal today against Japan, and Diana Taurasi going for, and pretty likely getting, her record-tying 6th gold medal, tying Sue Bird. She's on top of the world right now, even getting a court named after her. Twilight of her career, still going strong. She sat down with Michelle Steele to discuss her legacy.
All together now, 3, 2, 1.
A brand new Diana Taurasi court in a brand new state-of-the-art practice facility.
The Diana Taurasi court. Yeah. Ken has a ring to it, right?
Kind of like it.
Did it hit you?
It did. It hit me when we walked in here for the first time. What it means to our franchise, to the WNBA. I was really emotional. I didn't know what to say. You know, for a long time, when you're in women's sports, you're always underwhelmed by everyone. And it was nice to be overwhelmed for once. It felt really good.
Watch out for Taurasi. Oh, up and in.
One of the best hoopers in basketball history.
On ESPN.com, actually, you were named the greatest women's player of this century.
Wow.
What's your reaction to that?
You know, when legacy comes up, and I tell this to the young kids, I'm like, don't worry about your legacy. You don't get to control your legacy. You control what you bring to the table every single day. To your teammates, to your coaches, to the fans. Are you respecting the game? Are you maximizing your potential and your talent? And I never looked at basketball for what it brought to me, other than it made me whole. It's what I love to do. It makes me happy.
I don't know if you're going to answer this question, but is this it? Is this your it for you?
Well, it's definitely it for USA basketball. You know, I'm 42, 6 Olympics. It's just been such an honor to put that jersey on every single time.
What needs to happen for this team to win another gold medal? You're 6th.
It's hard to put together 12 players that have never played together, practice twice, and then expect to win a gold medal. But we will always figure a way to sacrifice, to be selfless, to make sure that the end result is to win a gold. And I think we always have that mindset when we play with Team USA. It's about our country and it's about doing the job.
Top of the key 3 and knocks it down. How about Diana Taurasi in year 20?
The WNBA great has showed no signs of slowing down.
How are you going to know that it's time?
I think you know. Obviously, I've had plenty of friends have retired, and I pick their brain, and they always say, you'll know. Your gut's never wrong. So, I mean, that moment will come, and when it does, I won't have any regrets.
So it's time for her to fight for gold one last time, and time for Brian Windhorst to join us live from Paris. All right, so Brian, the United States women's team is minus 2,000 favorites an implied 95% chance to win gold, Brian. So the question really is, what can stop them in their quest for gold?
Well, they did lose a friendly game in 2021 to Australia, and in that game, it was a combination of things. So they couldn't make anything from three-point range, and they turned the ball over a lot. So you're going to have to play perfect basketball and hope the Team USA fails at multiple levels. But tonight's game is probably going to be their biggest challenge in pool play. It's a rematch of the 2021 gold medal game in Tokyo. And this team hasn't had much time together. They really rushed in playing, in their one exhibition game they played in London last week. They've used the last 5 days here in Paris to get a lot of practice time. Cheryl Reeve, their coach, has put them through some heavy practices. So I expect them to be ready tonight, as you would. Japan does play a very precise game, though. They're very, very well drilled and impressive to watch them play. So if nothing else, just watch the game to see how the Japanese execute.
Okay, can't wait to see that. Meanwhile, over on the men's side, the United States wins big against Nikola Jokic in Serbia. And this team is so deep that Jayson Tatum did not see any playing time. Now, Wendy, you caught up with Coach Steve Kerr after the game. But what's key here is, here's what he had to say about the decision. Let's take a listen.
It's tough, but Jayson handled it really well. I talked to him today before the game that it may play out this way, just with Kevin coming back and the lineups that I wanted to get to. But that'll change. Jayson's going to play. Every game's going to be different based on matchups. He's a total pro. He's first team All-NBA 3 years in a row. I felt like an idiot not playing him. But in a 40-minute game, you can't play more than 10. You really can't. And so I think he's an amazing guy, great player, and handled it beautifully. And he'll be back out there next game.
Gotta love his honesty, Wendy. Kerr says he felt like an idiot for his decision to sit Tatum. What more can you tell us on what went into that decision?
Yeah, so I know if you just hear the statement, Jayson Tatum was benched, it sounds crazy, as Steve Kerr said there. But when you look into it a little bit more, you understand why. Against Serbia, who has strong big men and strong ball-handling point guards, it made more sense for Team USA to use their 3 centers on the roster in rotation against Jokic and to use their point guards like Derek White. And the strategy worked out beautifully. Their 3-man rotation did limit Nikola Jokic. He only took 15 shots. And Derek White came off the bench and had 2 steals and a block. Drew Holiday played brilliantly. Jayson Tatum didn't play as well in the warm-up games, and the lineups that they used weren't as effective. So against South Sudan on Wednesday, it will be completely different. They are a much more wing-based, speed-based, athleticism-based team, and Tatum will be definitely needed a lot more. And this roster is loaded with a bunch of future Hall of Famers. You could only play 10 players. In fact, in all honesty, 10 players is probably too many for a 40-point game. They're stretching to get to 10 to use their depth. So I know that it sounds controversial, but I actually think it was the right decision, and Team USA was awesome. Look, Kevin Durant is probably going to come back into the starting lineup. If it's not against South Sudan, it's going to be later on. That probably means Devin Booker is going to move out of the starting lineup. Devin Booker had 12 points and 5 assists against the Serbians. Did he play poorly? No, but the strength of this team might mean his role has to change. I think Jayson Tatum understands that. Certainly that's the way Team USA is operating going forward.
Yeah, only so much you can do in a 40-minute game. And Tatum, by the way, looking for his 2nd Olympic gold with Team USA. He was the 2nd leading scorer on that 2020 team behind KD. So we'll see what happens in his next matchup. Brian Windhorst with us live from Paris.
Bijan Robinson, he took it to the house. Touchdown, JJ! Jackson breaks a tackle, throws, touchdown! Down by P.J. Watt. How about that crazy play? CMC!
All week long on SportsCenter, we reveal the highly anticipated Madden ratings. Today, we unveil the top 10 wide receivers. Where will Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill rank on this year's list? That's today, 2 Eastern on ESPN. By the way, interesting note about the USA-Serbia game. Nikola Jokic played 31 minutes. His plus-minus was 0. The 9 minutes he sat, the team's plus-minus was -26.
What are you saying?
That they're not so great without him.
Yes, they could use that big guy there in the middle. Didn't help that much against the U.S. Anyway, that'll do it for us. SportsCenter on YouTube. Everyone have a great day.